What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. If you're new to the channel, I am Canon Hotep. Out here on this nice, sunny Tuesday morning. Don't mind all these packages in the back. um, I got to take like 50 heaters to a job site for a customer. So, you know, bear with me. But while I'm on my way to this job site, I wanted to talk about this whole distraction that is the Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan scandal, I guess, for lack of a better term. That's what it is. It's a scandal. You know, they try and get Joe Rogan out of the paint. Now, what I will say is, let's not pretend that this ain't political. You know what I mean? Because this is 100% political. You know, the shit that Joe said was what? The shit that Joe said was what, 11, 12 years ago, shit like that, right? Ain't giving them a pass on it. You know what I mean? Um, Sometimes I think that when our counterparts, our white counterparts, say, that word, the N word in context, it's just giving them a pass to say it, but it's in context. You know what I mean? They're describing something. They're describing, something they read or they're reading, they're quoting or whatever. Right? That's neither here nor there. Joe Rogan said these things. He said these things in context. He didn't say it with any malice or any ill intent. As far as my knowledge is concerned, that's never how I took it. I've been watching Joe Rogan for a minute. I've been watching Joe Rogan since before he got jamming for real like that. You feel me? But it don't take a genius to see that this is all political. They tried to cancel Joe Rogan how many times? You know what I mean? You know, and they've never pulled this card. They never pulled this card. They tried to cancel Joe Rogan so many times and never pulled this card, right? All of a sudden, he has two doctors on to discuss that Cove base and that vacation, that round trip. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, his gloves off with him. You feel me? We know now, through my live stream on Sunday, and along with people like Maj Toure, Hotep Jesus, shout out to Hotep Jesus, that this attack was coordinated by a company called Midas Touch, along with uh, another, I guess, podcast or whatever they are, Patriot View or whatever it is, Um, we know that now, right? This was a concerted effort. I mean, but like I said, you don't need to be a genius to see that that was a concerted effort. You know, Joe having those people on fucks with a lot of power, fucks with a lot of people's money. You feel me? It fucks with a lot of people's money. It fucks with the narrative. It goes against the official narrative. You know what I mean? It goes against basically what the liberal media machine's been pushing for 2 years. You know, the thing is, you would think people would be more receptive to it. You know, he has the doctor on that. Invented the technology that people's pushing into their arms. You know what I mean? It's wild out here. Wild out here. What up, Jimmy Dawes? Jay, what up, Jay? Raider Nation, what's up? What's up? What's up, Jonesy? You know what I mean? What up, Hotep Jesus, dude? But yeah, you know what I mean. But I was listening to matter of fact, I was listening to Hotep Jesus' stream from yesterday, and he got a point. You know what I mean? I don't think Joe Rogan will be canceled. I think it's going to be the exact opposite. I think that they put more light on, because what they say, all publicity is good publicity. I guess that's the case, for lack of a better term. But this might have caused a Streisand effect when it comes to Joe Rogan. So them putting this out here, the scandal, him saying this and that. I think this might have pushed more viewers to go watch him. Like Hotep Jesus said, that 11 million viewers he get a day might have went to 12 million a day. I think it made him more powerful. You know what I mean? Especially amongst the, I would say, the political right. because a lot of majority of the people on the right tend to see him as a liberal. You know what I mean? Hotep Jesus says he feels like he's on the right. Like I guess he's on the right. Um, that's the liberals want you to believe, but his views and his takes kind of seem more libertarian at best, in my opinion. Um, but we can't pretend to sit here and say it's not political. This is definitely political. He pushed the wrong buttons. He talked about the topic that should not be talked about. The shit that we gotta be on here talking in code like we fucking on the fucking underground railroad out this bitch. You know what I mean? That's what we at with it. He out here talking about it, and it all started when they went after him about what he used when he was sick. You know what I mean? It all started about what they went. He used that Iverson, and they went after him saying he was using horse medicine and shit like that. And I remember him saying on his podcast, he's like, "I'm fucking rich. I can afford people medicine." You know what I mean? Like, So after that, it was then with Sanjay Gupta up there trying to throw you know CNN some bail. Kind of. I'm assuming that pissed him off. So it was like, let's get it. So he went after him, and he had the experts on that knew what the hell they was talking about. But the powers that be didn't like that shit. The powers that be didn't like that shit. This shit's gonna, it should, I mean, because think about it right now, right? It's already starting to subside. He did his apology. I don't think he should apologize. But that's just the mob, 'cause all they're gonna do is want more blood. It's never enough. You know what I mean? It's never enough, you know. And the thing about it is, he said that so many years ago, right? And he had so many, you know, uh, black guests and stuff like that on his show. You know, if you listen to his show, you know that Joe Rogan ain't a racist. You know what I mean? Joe Rogan ain't a racist. He's just a common sense. I would just say he's a common sense liberal. You know, what up, Natasha? Common sense liberal. Um, but regardless, he said what he wasn't supposed to say. He had the people on he wasn't supposed to have on. Like I said, you see what they did to Dr. Malone? He invented the technology everybody pushing into their arm, and they trying to discredit him. They're trying to discredit him. You know what I mean? And and like Billy Cooper said, and I say it all the time, the best way to silence a powerful voice is to defame and discredit them. And that's what they're trying to do. When you got a person like Joe Rogan, who in a 2 hour, 3 hour podcast pulls in more viewership, more listenership than all of mainstream media combined probably in maybe arguably a week, just in a day. That's a powerful man right there. Like I said, I would argue he's the king of all media right now. They used to get that to Howard Stern. No, that's Joe Rogan now. He's the king of all media. And I brought up on my podcast, on my stream on Sunday, the video that's been going around now, where Howard Stern was in blackface, making fun of Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson. You know, and he was throwing nigga around willy nilly. He was having fun with that shit. You know what I mean? You know, you got that. You got Joe Biden. Though with Joe Biden saying it in context, I gotta admit that he's in Congress saying it in context. You know, how hard is it to say N word or insert word here or whatever? You don't gotta necessarily say the word, but that's just what it is. Well, we got Gothics. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I gotta go. I'm a busy man, Gothics. I'll be out here in these streets getting it. I'm making a delivery right now. Yesterday I was talking while I had to pick up a boat. You know, gotta be a jack of all trades out here to get this money in Joe Biden's America. You know what I mean? HJ said it to in his stream yesterday too. We was getting money under Donnie T. We was getting money. You know what I mean? Tax breaks and shit like that. Well, not me. Y'all see my video on tax breaks. I got my ass whooped on taxes last year. But um, now we out here trying to make it happen. It's hard right now. You know, my company, we do bulk trash removal, construction supply materials, boat disposal. when you got people trying to, uh, when you got people trying to decide, should I get this bed, should I get this bed disposed of, or should I get this refrigerator taken care of, or should I should I go to the grocery store? You know, it's an issue. Like y'all told y'all before, I'm driving a Ford F-350 right now. Truck this is how I make a living right here. This truck, this big ass truck is how I make a living. You know what I mean? It's $150 every 2 days for me to fill up. Every 2 days I gotta fill up. Right now, I filled up yesterday. I'm at a half a tank already. You know what I mean? So it's hard getting money right now. So I'm out here delivering. I got some heaters for a job site. You know what I mean? You know that, but I digress. Back to the topic. Salute the Gothics in the chat. But yeah, so like I said, so you got Howard Stern just throwing that shit around all willy nilly. That wasn't the first time he did it. I used to listen to Howard Stern. Like you see what I do. I drive all day long. I got tired of listening to Sean music. So, I started listening to other shit. I started listening to talk radio. You know. So I started listening to people like, Don and Mike and Big O and Dukes and Opie and Anthony and shit like that. And I listened to Howard Stern too. There were times he just, although he was saying it in context, I gotta admit that, you know, he was still he still said a lot on his show, you know. And like I said, that skit with Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg, that shit was in bad taste. I'm all for freedom of speech. I'm not gonna say that, you know, somebody can't say something, but like I always said and tell people all the time, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say out your mouth, but be prepared for them consequences that come behind it. You know what I mean? Yeah, Gothic. I used to love Howard Stern too. When he would do things, I didn't hold like some things was in bad taste, but you take it with a grain of salt with him. You know what I mean? What up, BMW? Slow Mo Joe's America is booming. You heard? Yeah, all right. What up, Martian X Man Hunter? But yeah, so but Howard Stern will never be. He's not gonna be canceled for that. Remember at the time he was the most hated man in media. Because of his, him willing to buck the system and shit like that. Now he done bent the knee. And because he bent the knee, that's why he'll never be canceled now. He's on what America's Got Talent and some more shit. You know, but the minute he go against the official narrative, the minute he go back to his, let's say, quote unquote old ways and not towing that line, oh, they gonna go after his ass too. You know, and like I said, back in the day, they used to discredit a person or defame a person, or blackmail a person by just like, oh, I got these pictures of you sleeping around on your wife. Or I got these pictures of you dressing in women's underwear and shit like that. Do what we say or else. Those days is long gone. You know what I mean? Especially with the age of social media and shit like that. And then you got all these fucking social justice issues and shit like that and movements and stuff like that. Nobody care about that shit no more. But they use, you know, the N word as like fucking like the political trump card. They use the N word as like the political trump card. You know what I mean? Where um, if you say it or they catch you saying it, they use it against you when they need to use it against you. You know, for the longest time, Joe Rogan wasn't a threat. They wanted to get him off because you have certain people and give certain people a voice, like, Ben Shapiro and stuff like that, which, I still think he's controlled out too. But, he would give certain people a platform, Jordan Peterson and stuff like that. They didn't want them talking. So, they would do their little, light attacks on Joe Rogan. But the minute you start fucking with the pockets of the powers that be, that's when all gloves off. They're gonna try and get him out the paint. I don't think that. Uh, oh yeah, definitely was a political smokescreen. Especially when we got all this stuff going on in the Ukraine and Russia and all this other shit, right? You know, I would, caution everybody to, keep an eye on what the fuck happened with that this week. They're gonna use this shit, the whoopee shit, as a smokescreen, to how whatever the fuck gonna happen with that. But like I said, they use it as like, this, political equity. They said they hope we get upset about it, but they say it too much. It's like boy that cried wolf. You know what I mean? It's like the boy that cried wolf. They say it so much, it doesn't have the same effect that it did before, in my opinion. I mean, despite all of this shit happening, you got a lot of people saying, oh well, uh, they still rocking with Joe Rogan regardless because they know his intent behind it. Your intentions and the way you say things mean a lot, and people fail to understand that, especially the people on the left, or people that's just out of touch in general. They just assume, oh, he said it, so everybody's gonna get upset about it. It's like, no, like y'all didn't use that word so much that it doesn't have the same effect. You know what I mean? It's like, for example, I don't know if this is a good equivalent. Like here in Baltimore, every day on the news, somebody done got shot. Every day on the news, somebody done got killed, or some people got killed. It's to the point that people become numb to it. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, what's new? What's new? You know what I mean? So, they're gonna use this whole N-word thing. It's not gonna go the way they want it to go. And like Cassius Cam said, be on the lookout for that, some sexual assault allegation or some shit to come out, you know, behind Joe Rogan. We'll see how it goes, man. But I wish him the best. But I don't think he racist. I think he said the word. I think he was having. I think honestly, just like I said with Howard Stern, he was having fun with the word at the time. You know what I mean? Like H.A. said, I remember that one stream where he made the dude say it on his podcast, like he said, like it was fucking Candyman. You know what I mean? But it's one of those words that yeah, no, white people can't use that shit. Period. You know, I get the context situation, but you know, 70 times is a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. 70 times or 100 times is a lot. However, it's what it is. Freedom of speech. Joe got to deal with the consequences now, if there are any consequences that come behind it. Um, Honestly, it doesn't affect me none. My my world still keeps rotating, so I'm not tripping on it. You know, so but anyway, I heard they're arresting motherfuckers in Canada now. I heard they're arresting people at the what they calling it now. What's that bullshit term they give, the honking? That's their Pizzagate. They call it the honking in now, trying to fucking make it all light. That's fucking ridiculous. I prefer to call Rogan's ninja than the POC. That's funny. 100 times. Thought it was like 10. Oh man. He pulled over 100 of his They pulled over 100 of his shows down. I'm shocked they ain't pulled Hotep Jesus shit down, yo, because I'm like, damn, if they pull Sam Tripoli down, I'm like, HJ next. Because, Sam Tripoli be having his tinfoil kufi on tight. You know what I mean? And he been on the show a couple times, but like I'm like, damn, if they got Sam Tripoli out, Hotep Jesus better watch the hell out. They gonna be coming for his ass too. I was like, damn, he pulled in that many shows. But that's the thing, right? I think Joe Rogan needs to go ahead and do his own thing. I think he got enough money to get his own server farm or whatever and do his own thing. I think that's a better idea. Instead of being beholden to these companies and stuff. I heard Rumble trying dollars to come over there. Rumble know that he want to make that platform. If they can get him to come over there and leave Spotify, I don't know what the terms are with Spotify. I don't know how long the contract's supposed to be with Spotify, if there's a contract or how that shit works. But they're smart about it. Rumble trying to offer him 100 mil to come over there because they know that Joe Rogan can make their platform. You know what I mean? That's smart on them. Like I got a Rumble account. I don't really use it. Um, like I started it like when I first started doing other stuff, just in case. Like I needed another platform to go to if YouTube got me out of paint for my videos. Um, by the way, if you're new, hit that like and subscribe button, share this out. I appreciate it. Go back and watch my content on my channel. I'm sure you'll appreciate it. But $100 million ain't nothing to sneeze at. So what was the deal with Spotify? Did Spotify give them 100 mil for them too, or what was the Spotify deal? You know what I mean? Don't mind. I'm riding through the city. I'm about to be in the hood in a second. a lot of these job sites I go to because they're trying to, I guess for lack of a better term, uh they're trying to gentrify West Baltimore right now. So University of Maryland is trying to, fix up West Baltimore. Johns Hopkins University is trying to fix up East Baltimore. So the company I'm delivering to, I think they're doing some stuff for University of Maryland. Um, but like right now, I'm in the hood right now. The talk, I'm not a fan of pocket watches. That's extremely tacky and immature. That's true. What up, Steph? Who gonna get the equity crack pipe? Hey, yo, is that in New York, yo? Is that where that shit happening with that fucking that place they opened up over there? Yeah, I heard about, yo, Spotify. That's why a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these musicians and shit like that, right? What up, Ahmad? Um, they don't make shit on Spotify, yo. They don't make a fucking thing on Spotify. So it's easy for them to virtue say, "Oh, I'm taking my music off Spotify." You don't make shit. You don't make shit on Spotify. Like that's why it's easy for them to fucking virtue signal and say they're gonna do this in solidarity. Like it's solidarity or what? You know what I mean? It's like, come on. You making like $1,000 a month on Spotify. You know, hey, fuck it. I wouldn't mind making $1,000 a month, but I ain't on the level that a lot of these artists are. You know, but you're not making no money on Spotify, so it's easy for them to go. You know, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take my music off Spotify. I bet if they was bringing in a shit ton of money through Spotify, Spotify was paying them fairly. That'd be a different story. You know what I mean? But they wouldn't be trying to take their music off. I bet. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And how many of these artists really own the rights to their shit? That's another thing. How many artists really own the rights to their shit? So if you got Spotify paying like I don't know, what was it, 0.006 cents for each stream, and let's just say you don't own your music, and now the fucking the company that do own your music, they gotta get their cut, and then by the time you get your cut, you're getting pennies. You know what I mean? That's why it's easy for them to say that. And how many of them they can't pull their music from Spotify because they don't own their music? You know what I mean? But anyway, like I was saying about Canada, I got sidetracked. I heard they starting to arrest people up there. They trying to start towing trucks. I heard they arrested motherfuckers who bring gas to the truckers and all of that stuff. They trying to squash that shit quick, ain't they? Now they trying to call it an insurrection. Oh man, that's crazy, man. It's they trying to demonize these people. You know what I mean? That is sad. That is sad. They taking people's gas. They trying to tow people. You know what I mean? It's just sad. They're gonna arrest people. People crying because they're honking their horns and this and that. It's like shut up. Like they standing up for what they believe in, and that's how you do it. Question: what's the difference between what they doing and like Occupy Wall Street or whatever? Like you know, or what's the difference between what they doing in the summer love up there in Portland? In the chop. What the fuck's the difference? It's more peaceful as far as what they're doing in Canada. It's a lot more peaceful. They ain't burning shit down. They ain't shooting nobody. You know what I mean? They ain't fucking defacing shit. They keeping up the buildings. I know they tried to insert some opposition in there with a Confederate flag, and they got them the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? It was snow on the ground. They was shoveling. Like they keeping it up over there. At the same time, they making their voices heard. But you can't have that. They gotta squash it. They gotta squash it. You got GoFundMe pulling some big shit. Taking they raised 10 million, and then all of a sudden now you want to take the funding away from them. Like that's not your money to take away. You're just the go between. That ain't your money to fuck with. Like you're the go between. Simple as that. They ain't some fucking foreign caliphate. You know what I mean? That you feel obligated to fuck with or tell on or freeze the money. That's not what the fuck it is. You know, it's a protest. Y'all didn't freeze the money that was going to Black Lives Matter and all these other organizations during that summer of love. Y'all wasn't doing that. So now you want to do it with these people because now you want to call them far right extremists. Just giving them these titles that don't even fit. But again, you know, like Dr. Malone was saying on Rogan's thing, mass formation psychosis. That's what it is. You say something enough times, people are bound to believe it, and that's what's happening right now. You got people repeating this shit. Oh, you see the right wing extremists up there in Canada. I'm like, really though? Really, that's what we doing? Do you really think that's what it is? And it's people that that they're against the mandates and shit themselves. They don't like the fact, yo, that's fucked up. Yo, I ain't taking that shit. I ain't taking that shit. And then in the same breath, you see them extremists out there. I'm like, yo, they're out there they're fighting against mandates. It's the shit that you against, the shit that you mad that you had to go take the shot because your job was gonna fire you. You know what I mean? They up there taking a stand on it. And now you out here repeating that same bullshit talking point that the news was. Like, I swear I don't get it, yo. It's like clown world. It's like bizarro world. You feel me? It's bizarro world out here. I don't know who they can use to get their funding to them. I don't know if they found another company that they can use to crowdfund through. But without money, and the powers that be know it. Without gas, without food, and without water, that movement gonna be short lived. It's that war of attrition thing. You know what I mean? We got the manpower, but the government ain't got nothing but time and resources. Ain't got nothing but time and resources. I mean, Tasha. Oh, so they did find another company to raise the money. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm happy they did. But another thing for the for the police and shit like that. Like I get it. Like you got a job to do, but you know how much is it going to take before you just doing your job is is not a suitable answer no more? How much is it going to take before you not doing just doing your job is infringing on people's civil liberties and stuff like that? Like answer that, you know, because after a while that just doing your job shit don't fly. It just don't fly. And they say that it's listening to Viva Fry. Viva Fry said it. He said he talked to some police up there that's like they against it. They against it. They don't like what's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah, Jay. I'm just following orders. Summer of Love. They should call the truckers protest a winter wonderland. Yeah. Oh, they raised 4 million yesterday. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Those buzzwords are so overused. They have no power anymore. You're right. You're right. Yep. What up, Emmanuel Presley? What did that professional grifter say? Protests are supposed to make people uncomfortable. Yeah, that's exactly what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to make people uncomfortable. and it's so uncomfortable that Justin Trudeau done went into fucking hiding. His ass is fucking hiding in the attic like motherfucking Anne Frank out this bitch. You know what I mean? Summer of Love, Seattle mayor really say, yeah, she said that shit for real, bro. You know what I mean? K K Green. I think it's really cool to be out to be giving out crack pipes. That's just to, yeah, you're right. That's just to promote him and put him back on. Um, they want to bring in his country down. Yeah, it's crazy. I did a video on the fucking what was they calling that shit, yo? Uh, Wellness prevention clinics. I think they was calling. I did a video about that. You know what I mean? The government funded crack house in New York across the street from the elementary school. Like so your idea of helping these people is to support their habit. It's that's nonsensical to me. That is nonsensical to me, especially across the street from my baby schools and shit like that. Shit is sad, man. And now you're giving out on Black History Month. You're giving out crack pipes. Not saying it's only black people on crack, but you know, look at where they giving them out. You know what I mean? That's the sad part. Just doing your job has never been acceptable. People just forgot. Yeah, the Nuremberg trial. Yep. K Green. Back in the '80s when I was what? I was a lot younger. I did smoke weed and I tried acid once. I don't know, Angel. You know what they say, young and dumb. I get that. But it's just, this is how they look at us. They look at us like, the black community, like special needs people. They look at us like special needs kids, man. Like we need help every step of the way. There's a good book. I'll post it on my Twitter or whatever. It's called uh, "Please Stop Helping Us," and it's about how the liberal agenda and the Democrats and their so-called help is bleeding Black America dry. You know, Oh yeah, you gotta make everybody hit rock bottom to build back better, right? I don't know what build back better we got going on here, but I'll tell you this much: it's gonna get a lot worse before it get a lot better. I'll tell you that much, straight up. You know, yeah, daddy government here to help. It's sad, but Godspeed to them truckers up there. I hope they find the resources to keep that movement going. I know they were supposed to have the same type of movement here in DC, right? That shit got squashed. I heard that shit. They just want to try to do an occupy, or not an occupy, but a protest in DC with with some tractor trailers and shit like that. And I know that shit would be a fucking shit show down there. I hate driving through DC, yo. I hate driving through DC. DC is the fucking worst city to drive through. That shit is crazy. I know Benjamin Banneker was the one that designed it, but he must have been smoking that shit when he designed DC. That shit is fucking the worst place to drive in, especially when I got a trail on my back. Yo, I can't stand that shit. So I can only imagine if some truck drivers get down that motherfucker and they start blocking shit up. That shit gonna be bad. Bad. But I digress. Fuck it. Go down there and make your voices heard, man. Like you said, protests are supposed to be uncomfortable. They're supposed to make that shit uncomfortable. Period. You know what I mean? According to the Constitution, we're supposed to be the ones in charge, right? We're the ones that they supposed to be answering to. But time and time again, it's proven to be otherwise. I'll tell you that much. They think they know what's best for us all the time. And it's some bullshit. Straight up. Straight up. You know. But anyway, I'm about to make this delivery. I appreciate y'all rolling with me. Salute the HJ for coming through. Salute the Gothics. I appreciate you. If you're still here, I really appreciate you coming through. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. I'll probably stream later on tonight from my office. And we'll go from there. I might start taking some calls too. I might have still Uncle Hotep Griff with the calls for real. I'm working out the bugs on that. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful Tuesday, man. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for sticking around. But y'all have a wonderful Tuesday. I'll holler at y'all later. It's Kane and Hotep. Peace.